Here in the mountains, we're getting close to the winter solstice, the time of the year when the day grows the shortest and the night reaches its peak. This time of the year has been celebrated around the world and marked as an important holiday. For many traditional peoples, the winter solstice was this marker of the beginning of a new year and the mysticism and the depths of the months to come. At its heart, winter is an invitation to go into a state that is more introspective and tipped with magic. But in order to really experience this, we have to be willing to create a sanctuary for ourselves each wintertime. I'm Asia Suler of One Willow Apothecaries, and this video is a guide to creating your own wintertime cave. No matter what culture you look at around the world, this time of the year is nearly always an important time for celebration and ritual. If you think about it, our ancestors would watch as the days grew shorter and shorter and shorter. And this moment in time was one of going into the darkest depths and also welcoming back the light, because from here on out, we'll get more and more light each day. This time of the year was one of celebration, of course, recognition of the magic of the unseen. For some people, this also included recognizing the ancestors, leaving out plates for the ancestors. I recently learned that for Polish folks, the word for the winter solstice and the new year is the same word for marriage. I learned about this when I was researching my own Polish heritage, and it really struck me. This idea that we are literally weaving the past year into the new year, and we're kind of in a liminal state right now, where we're between the worlds, between the years, between the darkness and between the light. It's a powerful time, a potent time, and one that we're meant to slow down to experience. It can be hard at times to slow ourselves down to the pace of wintertime in our current modern day where we have electric lights and food year-round. But given this invitation to slow down, if we can accept this invitation, we can experience so much more profundity in the wintertime. I like to look to bears as role models and totems of just how much power, mysticism, and strength can come out of slowing down enough in the wintertime. Bears across the world are known to be these really powerful animals, right? Bears have this ability to help us find our inner reserves of strength and fierceness. And yet what makes a bear so strong is in part its willingness to listen to its body and go into hibernation. For me, this is an emblem of the fact that we need rest, recuperation, we need downtime in order to be strong, in order to be powerful, in order to come out in the spring of our year and really feel rejuvenated. So whenever I'm feeling guilty about taking more time to rest in the wintertime, I think about bears. And I think about how needed this rest truly is in order to access my power and access these other realms. So how do you create this cozy winter cave for yourself? Well, the very first thing is to be aware of lighting. This time of the year, traditionally, we wouldn't have been experiencing that much light. Most of our light at nighttime would be coming from things like firelight. So when the sun goes down, think about whether the lights you have on are warm light or cool light. Cool light, like the blue lights from our electronics, signal to our brain that it's still daytime. So I like to replace some light bulbs in my house with orange or red lights, or put on Himalayan salt rock lamps. I make sure on my computer and my phone, if I do have to go on them, that I have them on warm mode, which is something you can access on some of your devices that actually warms the screen up after a certain time. Or I even wear warming glasses that actually give a rosy hue to the screen and to the world around me when I put them on. Paying close attention to the light that is actually coming into your eyes this wintertime will really help you to create this cozy cave. Ideally, you can downgrade the light throughout the night so that perhaps by the end of the night, you're just seeing and being with your loved ones by candlelight. I've loved having this practice of lighting a single candle before bed and doing just a little bit of reading by that candlelight. I find I get sleepier so much quicker, I feel so much cozier, and my sleep is better and deeper. The next thing to do to really help yourself create this cozy cave is to start paying attention to your dreams. Sleep, dreams, and wintertime all interact with each other. They're all meant to be part of the same magical brew, and we can receive so much guidance when we simply take some time to connect into our dreams. So if you are someone who doesn't remember your dreams that often, what I normally say is to keep a pad of paper by your bedside or keep your phone with the ability to record a message. And whenever you wake up in the middle of the night or early in the morning, write or record whatever it is that you remember, even if it's just a small snippet or even if it's just a feeling or a song in your head. The more you capture those small little bits, those small stars that are coming through in your dream time, the more you will signal to your consciousness that this is important and that you want to remember more. I have a practice of writing whatever dreams I remember down first thing in the morning, and it's amazing to me how much I can remember once I start writing. So another tip is to write in the present tense when you're writing down your dreams. If you do this, then it literally is jogging your memory. It's like you're placing yourself back into the dream, and more details might rise to the surface. One thing I love to do during the long winter months are dream invocations. So before I go to bed, maybe when I'm by my candlelight, I will write down a question or an inquiry for my own consciousness to answer me in my dreams. Sometimes I wake up and I'm not sure how it's an answer to my question, but I write it down anyways. And I can often just see by writing it down or asking myself, if I use my imagination in my wildest dreams, how would this be an answer to the question? And I can often see how there is actually a lot of wisdom coming through. Dreams are meant to be a form of guidance for us. I like to say that dreams are remembrances of our experience in a wider reality. When we fall asleep and we dream, we're actually just remembering where it is that we're going when we escape the confines of our body and our physical day-to-day existence. We go on many adventures when we're asleep. We connect into other realms of reality. Dreams are just the packaged stories that we hand ourselves to remember these experiences. So the more you write down your dreams, the more you work with your dreams, the more you use dream invocation, the more dreams you will remember. You can also bring herbs into your wintertime practice and your wintertime dreaming. There's actually one plant in particular that I love to use in the wintertime to invoke this visioning or dreaming state, and that's angelica. Angelica is a plant that's found in both North America and Europe and has been sacred in all of the traditions and the places where angelica grows. Angelica is very aromatic. According to Matthew Wood, an herbalist here in the U.S., angelica was considered by some Native American traditions to be bear medicine. There are certain medicines, certain herbs that bears dig up in the spring when they're first coming out of hibernation that help to open up their lungs, move their digestion again. But in a more general sense, bear medicine herbs are thought to help move our circulation, help dilate our perception, and help us tune into this power of rejuvenation and rest, as well as visioning. I like to use just a couple drops of angelica tincture before I sleep, or diluting the essential oil into a rub that I can use over my womb space or on my wrists. And I find that the aromatic qualities of angelica and its long history of use also as a visioning herb can really help open the portals in my dream time. It's really important that we start to create this cave for ourselves even before the January months hit. For our ancestors, the coziness of wintertime would have begun long before the new year starts. It's a little hard at this point in time in our culture because we're so focused on the rush and busyness of the holiday season. But taking some time to start to create this cave for yourself, even if it's investing in cozier bedding or just having a conversation with your loved ones about how you want to slow down a little bit this winter, just making this investment in yourself will go a long way to actually calm your whole nervous system this holiday time. No matter how busy this season feels, it does not have to be one that's focused on rushing around or commercialism. This time of the year was meant to be one of deep magic and mysticism, of connection with loved ones and connection with the earth. So if you're interested in creating a holiday time that is steeped in these kinds of deeper traditions, then you can check out my online course, Holiday Magic and Medicine Making. In the course, we talk about some of this earth-steeped lore around this time of the year, of the solstice. We go over specific herbs with applications of how to use these herbs, both for yourself and your healing, and also in yummy concoctions for the holiday time or to use as gifts. There's also a whole bonus section just about stones for solstice. So if you're interested in incorporating the mineral realm into your rituals as well, there's a whole lot of information about that there. So if you have been reinventing how you approach this season, I would love to hear from you. What are the things that you do to bring mysticism and rest back into the holiday time and winter as a whole? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, and no matter how you decide to mark this season, may your celebrations be blessed.